So the first mainstream artist you had on your beat was actually 50 Cent. How did you get 50 Cent?
I decided to, because I've been making music for a long time, for at least about like 13 years. It wasn't until 2012 where I decided to take it like full time. And Twane, who's a good friend of mine, with her being affiliated with 50, I asked her, I said, you know, hey, like, would it be cool if I could sing some beats for him? She's like, yeah, right, like, send it to me. So I sent her like a whole bunch of stuff, and then like 6 months into it, she was just like, hey, Roy, the liking your stuff, keep on sending more. So I was like, all right, cool. Then I sent some more stuff. And then like 3 to 4 months after that, she hit me up and she was like, Roy, give me a call. So I said, all right, cool. And she was just like, yo, 50 is using one of your beats for his project that's coming out with DJ Drama, and it's released next week. And they want to know what you're producing there. And at that time, like I had like my producing name was R Real, which is like the most corniest name to me. But anyway, before she asked me what's gonna be my producer name, like a week before that, I was writing on a whole bunch of names. So I was like, I can't be R Real no more. Like I just wanna change my producer name. So I was writing on all this stuff. I wrote down like cassette, turntable, and then a few other stuff, and then I wrote down 8Track. And the first thing I did was go to Google, and I was just like, let me see what's another producer named 8Track. Typed in producer 8Track, nothing came up, and I was like, no way, I could run this. So then that's when I was like pretty much sold, and I was like, yeah, T, tell them, you know, 8Track. Once I did that, I had to send over the files, you know, just to let people know like the whole process took like about 9 months, close to 10 months, you know, of sending beats and then waiting for a reply, and me actually forgetting that I even sent him beats, and then just this opportunity just coming out of nowhere. Yeah, the project came out the following week. It got released, and I was excited, and everybody like while people in Bermuda who found out, like they was like stopping me on the street, like, yo, I heard this song you did for 50 and really happy for you. You know, like I talk all that like as I can't get caught up into the hype of things, you know, and I wanted to just take that moment and be like, you know what, now is the time more than anything to leave Bermuda. So that's what I did. Yeah, I would say like 2012, 2013 was when I really took my leap, and I left full time after I got my placement with 50. And what happened, I went to Atlanta, and I ran into I went to this event called the A3C, and I ran into all these people there. I ran into Jay-Z's DJ / best friend, Young Guru. I got to hang out with him for the weekend, Knife Wonder, and it was a bunch of other producers. I hung out with this other producer named Illmind. I went up to him and I was like, yo, I'm 8Track. We both produced on Fit this new project. And he was like, really, which one you done? And I told him, he was like, word, that's one of my favorite songs. And I'm thinking like, man, you're just saying it because you're in my face. But he was like, no, like, I really liked it. He was like, yo, like, he gave me his contact, and he was like, you know, let's just keep in contact. But I got to hang out with these guys like all throughout the weekend. And like, that was like a big moment for me, because at that time, I was actually doubting myself. And I was just like, man, like, I don't know what it's gonna take. But then when that 50 Cent opportunity came through, it just like really showed me like, yeah, you got what it takes. So that event happened. I came back from Bermuda, but while I was in Atlanta, I did some networking, and I bumped into, I met my entertainment lawyer at that time, and she was like, yo, 8, come down to the Streeters Act's office and meet everybody, the team. And Streeters Act is 2 Chainz as management. I met them, and they was like, look, we could put you in the studio this week with Travis Porter. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, let's make it happen. To be honest, I didn't know who Travis Porter was. And I went online and Googled some of the music. I went on YouTube, checked out the interviews. The next day, I must have made like 18 new beats at this cafe. This around the time where I was like sleeping on somebody's couch. I made like all these beats at the cafe. Man, sometimes like the owner of the cafe, like she would look out for me. She would like, yo, you hungry? Cause I didn't have much. She's like, you hungry? Give you a tuna fish sandwich, you know. I know you like iced chai lattes, I'll hook you up. And, you know, she like always catered to me in that way, you know. She ended up becoming like a good friend. But anyway, so I made those beats, went to the studio 2 days after that, and I played them like all of the beats, and they must have liked at least about 15 of them. They was just like, yo, like, you're super dope. That was that. I left Atlanta, came back from Bermuda in 2012 October, and when I did, I was thinking like, okay, well, the 50 Cent song is dying out now. I need a new opportunity. In January, that following January 2013, I got a message saying new Travis Porter featuring Trinidad James, produced by 8Track. And this is like when Trinidad James first just came out. So like he was like one of the hottest artists at that time. I was like, what's somebody produced for these guys? So I clicked the link, and that's another thing too, like you never know until something is out, like when like it's guaranteed. The song came out, I was listening to it, I was like, really, they used this? And then 2 Chainz's management, they hit me out, they was like, yo, we want to move forward with you as one of our producers, you know? And I was like, I'm done. I said, yeah, I'll be in Atlanta next week. And I had no idea how I was gonna get out there. Called my mama, and I was like, mama, like, you know, a new song came out, I need to get back out there. So I can honestly say I didn't have no money at that time either. And she called me back. And I remember before she called me back, I said to God, like, I need to get off this island, like I can't stay here. So she called me back, and she was like, Ryan, me and your sister, we got you your ticket. And I was out of there like in less than a couple of weeks. Went to Atlanta, met with them. They was like, so we went over our budget, you know, so we can't sign you at the moment. And I wanted the opportunity so bad. So I was like, well, look, like, you know, what is your guys' budget? Like compromising with them. And they was like, well, this is our budget. I said, well, look, how about if you give me, instead of giving it all to me, give me X amount of dollars a month, and I'll use that to like survive off of and things like that. They was like, yeah, we could do that. I said, cool. So they ended up signing me like 3 months later, and then that's when I became officially signed to Streeters Acts, 2 Chainz's management. Yeah, from 2013 up until this year, April. Yeah, so it was a 5-year contract. Yeah, so I'm a free agent now, doing my own thing.
Being out there couldn't be all peaches and cream.
Yeah,
so you literally
yeah.
had some highs, you had some lows. Of course, the lows came before the highs. So tell us a little bit about that transition for you.
Man, well, when I first got signed, it still wasn't easy. And people had this perception of me in Bermuda that I was doing like big things when they found out that I got signed. And, you know, I had to put in work for the big opportunities to come. So a lot of times it was spent me just budgeting my money. Like, to be very honest, they didn't, without me saying how much they gave me, but I'll tell you this, I was surviving off of $1,000 a month in the beginning. And out of that money, I had to pay lawyer fees, which took like half of the money. And I was surviving off of like $500 a month just eating and gas, going to the studio, working with all these artists, like, you know, and at that time I was staying with my aunt, so I thank her for that. And yeah, like, it was just like a lot of work I had to put in, which it didn't matter to me, but a lot of my lows came from not being financially where I wanted to be in the beginning, but I had to realize that you have to, like, they give you the advance to live off of, but then you have to budget your money and chase the opportunity. So like, it would be times where I would get extra money, like selling beats to like up and coming artists out of Atlanta. You know, they'd be like, oh, you're 8Track from Streeters Acts, how much are you selling beats for? And I could be like, yeah, you know, 500 a beat. They'd be like, all right, cool, bam, right in your pocket, you know? So a lot of my lyrics came from those kinds of like things financially. The good things were just people that I met. I met like a lot of my favorite rappers. Sometimes like I'll go to like a show and lie to get backstage just so I could meet people.
Who have you lied to meet?
Big Crit, Joey Badass. I'm trying to remember, man, because it's so long ago. That's a good question, because I can't remember, like.
So it's been a good amount?
No, it's been a good amount because it was a lot of shows that came through Atlanta. And sometimes I didn't have to lie, but sometimes, like the few times I did, it got me backstage. So it would be the security guard, and he'd be like, he'd be standing right there, looking old Diesel. And I'd be like, yo, I'm with so-and-so, he just walked past you. And he'd be like, and I'd be like, yeah. He'd be like, all right, yeah, good, cool. And then like, I'll make my way to the back so quick and just make sure that like, I'm nowhere else in sight when like, you know, like when I go through, cause he might come back there and like, see me like not talking to like whoever I lied to say I was with. So, but the cool thing is that I'll be backstage with everybody. And my network game is pretty strong, so I'll just be meeting like a lot of people, like backstage and just like, just networking, getting people's numbers and things like that. See, I would go to a show just to get like artists' numbers and the manager's numbers and then escape, because I would just, like that's my purpose, you know? So that's how like a lot of times I networked, or one of my friends, they knew somebody, or I just happened to just bump into artists all over, because in Atlanta, you could do that. I bumped into Future at Urban Outfitters, and I was like, yo, Future, like, what's up? Like, you know, 8Track, signed to 2 Chainz's, you know, management Street as Axe. And Future looked at me, and he was like, so what? Like you're gonna talk to me like right out there in public? Like, yo, like, you don't see all this like going on? Like, what you want? Like, people to like he just dissed me. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I ain't gonna interrupt you, man. So, and then I just let that moment be. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's funny is that one of my friends is actually like Future's like protege now, and now when I go back to Atlanta, I'll be able to like directly be in the studio with him. And when I get a bit more comfortable being around Future, I'll bring up that story to him about how he dissed me, you know. But I'll wait till I get a song in with him first. One of my favorite artists, Nipsey Hussle. I tried to get in contact with him plenty of times. I'll go to one of his shows. He be walking off, and I'm like trying to tap him. Like, you know, he just keeps on walking. So one day, I got in contact with his management. We was just in contact for probably about a year. I just sent him like just beats to like his management or his business partner. And they happened to be in Atlanta. And this is when DJ Drummer was having a opening for his new studio, him and Don Cannon. And I knew Don Cannon because just from around, and whenever he would see me, he always asked me like, yo, like, how you making out with the music, whatever. So anyway, I go there to the opening and Nips is there. And I bumped into him. I said, yo, Nipsey, like, 8Track, been in contact with your business partner. And he's like, yeah, I'm heard him mention you. And he's like, yo, do you have any beats on you now? I said, yeah. And this was like at the party. And he was just so focused on working, so he was like, yo, come to the studio with me, out back, and let's work. So I got there, and when I walk in, he's kicking everybody out the studio. And then he had some of his people going around kicking people out. And they started coming to me like, yo, you gotta leave. And Nipsey was just like, no, like he's with me. And then I had like other people in there that I knew co-signing me. And they were just like, yeah, 8Track, you know, he's solid, like, you know, he's 100, you know, like he's good people's, like, and a dope producer. Nipsey was like, yeah, I already know, like, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, that ended up going good. And he ended up giving me his number. I was like, man, this ain't his real number. Then I called him a few days later. He answered, we talked, and I was just like, whoa, like after the conversation, I was like, wow, like, this is pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? Like to meet one of your favorites and to be in contact with them is a privilege, so I just didn't want to take that for granted. I started to like dabble like into the reggae as well. Like I met Protege, but I met him online. And what happened, I liked his music, and I started to like research, because I'm big on researching. And I researched how could I get in contact with him. So his management's number came out, so I called. And then, you know, I told him everything about me. He was like, yeah, you know, well, look, this is email. Send him some stuff. Send Protege some stuff. He replied back to me like a couple of weeks later, saying he liked everything, keep on sending more. And then probably like a year later, me and him like talked on the phone. And he told me like, yo, about to do this project, and I want I want to get you on it. And that project came out, it done real good. And then he got me another opportunity with something I just released from one of Damian Marley's artists, Kabaka Pyramid. So that came out. But I was just more happy of just having like the diversity, because I want everybody to think I just do rap and R&B and you know, like I want to basically like I could do everything. You know, it's what I want people to know is that like, okay, like for me, I sacrifice a lot, first of all, to like even pursue this. Like I left Bermuda, like I left my comfort zone, and I struggled. I used to have like chains and stuff and more jewelry, but I pawned it when I was out there just so I could survive, just so I can eat. You know, I didn't have like, I wasn't even able to like really shop for clothes like that. So, you know, like, so I'll just do everything on a budget. A lot of times, like, people are so caught up in looking fly when they're trying to like achieve their goals, and that's not possible. Like, if you're like you would hear like T.I. or Young Jeezy talk about like when they were trapped, when they was in these streets, they were already selling clothes for days. And that was my mentality, to where like, you know what, I'm not gonna focus on trying to look fly. Like I want my journey to be more important. And that's what I want people to remember. It's just like, cause you know, we spend a lot of time on social media, always putting out what we want people to perceive us as, but I think that we just need to be a bit more honest, because we all go through real stuff. And that's why for me, like, even doing something like this, it's just like, this is my opportunity to have a real moment about the journey, you know, because it's not easy. You know, like I go 35, like I ain't got no girlfriend, I ain't got no children. And those to me are like, you know, like real accomplishments. I don't have that privilege because I'm still pursuing. Like, you know, like the girlfriends that I'm had along my journey, they're not with me anymore. I couldn't keep them because of the journey, like circumstantially. So it's a lot of sacrifice that comes with it. You know, like even like when it comes to traveling all the time by myself, you know, like that gets tiresome. You know, and like I know some people like they want that life, but trust me, like it catches up to you and you fly all the way to one place and you do like all these songs with this artist, and then they might not release it. Like I sent Ace Hood some tracks, and like three of them I think that he recorded, or two I know for sure. And his people hit me back and it was like, yo, Ace did like multiple songs to your beats. I was like, that's what's up. But I ain't gonna be excited till like it comes out. A couple of weeks after that, they hit me up like, yo, you didn't make the project. And I was like, mercy. And I've been in that position a few times where like an artist will record, then they don't release. So that's another thing, you know? So it's just not an easy game. And then for artists, I feel like it's even worse, because it's just like, you gotta sell an image, your content, and you just gotta have like more to promote and put out there. me as a producer, I could just make the music be behind the scenes. Like, I don't need the lights, cameras, and action. Like, you know, I just feel like that people have to really prepare themselves for the journey if it's what you really want, and just focus. You know, like I see in Bermuda now, like they're trying to like start up a industry here. It's gonna take some time because we need more of us to unite. Stop thinking like that it's a competition. You know, everybody's trying to outdo one another. You know, I hope I don't get into any trouble saying this, but the other day they had a fabulous show, and from what I remember, it was Caution and Jassy who opened up, and those two were doing real good. Like, shout out to them. But it wasn't a rap acts. And I was just like, man, how they gonna bring Fabulous, who's a rapper, and don't have no rap acts to open up? And I was like, man, like, how is another rapper in Bermuda gonna shine? Like, if we get these kinds of opportunities and nobody, you know what I'm saying? So it just like, that didn't make any sense. You know, when I heard that, and I was just like, wow, like, if my brother Combat, with him doing the show that's coming up, is a great thing. Like he was telling me when he was brainstorming it. Now I'm seeing it come through, and I was supposed to be here for it, but I gotta fly out. But I'm so proud of him because he's coming out of his own pocket doing this with the mindset that, like, yo, I might take a loss doing this, but I want to do this for the people. You know, so I'm so proud of your boy for that. I really hope that artists take advantage, but also show appreciation to him for doing this. And this is like somebody in Bermuda now trying to unite everybody and start an industry here. That's what I like to see. And, you know, I just feel like we just all need to come together. And for me, you know, I've got like some pretty big opportunities coming up. I don't want to say specifically who yet, but the life-changing. And once I'm in a position to like use my voice and my influence to bring more opportunity, then that's what I'm gonna do, you know, for Bermuda.
When it comes to the Bermuda music scene, I see you working with a lot of artists too. Can you name a few and the tracks that you've done for them?
Yeah. Well, Sinead, she's one of the new artists I'm working with, and really like putting a lot of time in with her. Well, like it's a marriage that we have, like when it comes to the music, like, you know what I'm saying? Her brother Jelani, I'm done a few songs for him. Busby, a bunch of songs for him. Of course, Combat. Man, I'm gonna try to remember everybody. Let me see. You got All Day. I just sent some stuff to Jassy. I got something to send to Caution, Brittany, Bricks, Olivia. I forgot Jaylene's stage name, but she just won the circle competition. Jaylene's father, which is my uncle, Jonathan Stork, who used to earn Spanish Town. That's my uncle, and his like got a very like credible like name out here in the industry. So yeah, me, Jaylene, and Juma were all like blood related, and our music background is deep. Like, you know, we go back as far as the Talbot brothers, who made like a big transition for music in Bermuda when it comes to the history. So, I had to shout out my young brethren, Robbie the Great. He's gonna be performing as well. YT, my boy Shay, and Apples, you know, Mouse, of course. Like, me and Mouse, we've been working forever. Like, me and Mouse, we was rocking before I even decided to do music full time, and we got like a lot of stuff. I'm actually sent Mouse beats, and she was stripping herself to do her own thing. You know, I don't let too many people do that, but I let her do it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's everybody. It's everybody. And if I'm forgetting you, like, forgive me, like, but it's a lot of Bermudians I'm working with. I'm spending my time in Bermuda, like, doing, like, mentoring. So, actually, one of the boys that I mentor is Tanash. He goes Barkley. He's into music as well. So shout out to Tanash. And I done like a panel for Delwood, you know, and I get teachers from our Cedar Bridge telling me, like, look, you gotta come up and speak to the students. You have an influence, And I didn't know I did, because I totally undermined like whatever influence I have on people out there. Because I'll be like, look, I got this social media following, but it doesn't reflect like the reality of when people see me. Like people see me everywhere and they be like, yo, are you so into music? And I'll be like, yeah, you know, and they just give me love, like, you know, so. And then also I have to shout out to Playlist Management, a big supporter for me as well, so. I'm gotta stick with my Bermudians, you know. When they come to me and they're like, yo, man, I want beats from you. How much do you charge? And I tell them and they're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, I gotta help my people out. Like, I ain't trying to drag nobody. And at the same time, nobody's living off of music yet, but I need you to understand it's a business when you work with me, you know. But I would give you like a dumb like 95% discount, you know. But I'm all about my people, and like I said, my whole journey has been a lot of artists I work with. I've lost a lot of opportunities, you know. There's a lot of artists I've been around, produced for, and it's actually too much to name. But you know, I had to give you my link to my YouTube, and then you can see my archive and everybody I work with. But it's been a journey, but it's just still a lot more to go. And I know that with this next opportunity that I have, it's really gonna like put things like really like out there for me. But it's gonna come with a lot of hard work, and I'm just ready for it. Like, I'm just ready for it, you know. So yeah, I just want everybody to just stay encouraged, and you know, let's just unite more. Like, there's no need to have like a competition in anything. Like, we're all good at what we do, and I feel like that we just need more opportunities for locals. So like I said, you know, when it's like an R&B show, you know what I'm saying, make sure that when you bring certain artists to open up, make sure you have an R&B artist. When it's a reggae show, make sure you have a reggae artist, a rapper, so on. You know, we just need this concept because everybody needs an opportunity, and you don't want to make nobody feel like they're left out. You know, because I just feel like that some people are bitter towards other people down there because they're like, yo, this person is dissing me. I just feel like that a conversation should, you know, should happen amongst us all. What would be dope is everybody who's into music in Bermuda, once a month, we all meet up like somewhere at a town hall, whatever. We all introduce ourselves to each other, network, and we do that at least once a month. That would be like a good start of us all coming together. Yeah, this is 8Track, and you're locked into the vote. Follow me on Instagram at 8Track and Twitter 8Track Beats, YouTube.com/8Track Beats, and SoundCloud /8Track Beats. And it's 8Track signing out, and you're locked into the vote.